So I turn this one back on, guys. Bubble. Big flip for us. Ace king against tens. Ayah. Not running good today. It was to move into the pay. $330 flip. Didn't get there. And now, do we have to call anything here? I guess we kind of should, but then there's always a chance that someone busts. Just trying to think of what will give us the biggest, the best chance of getting paid. Well, I guess now we actually can. Well, can we fold? I guess we can actually just try and survive an orbit. Maybe someone will bust. Ante's 250, so we can survive almost an orbit. I think that's actually probably going to give us the best chance of surviving or getting into the money. I mean, these guys could have some cooler situation where it's ace king against queens here and get it in. You know, so I mean, players are likely to be playing pretty tight because we're so short in the bubble. But at the same time, these guys are not the sort of players that are too scared and likely to back down, especially these two. And this is a good spot for us, obviously. But he does just fold, so. But that's exactly what we wanted, that sort of situation. And I think just surviving is what I'm going to try and do. Survive. Yeah, we can survive until the next big blind, and if the blinds don't go up, if nothing crazy happens. That was a funny hand I just had there. This guy just limped with aces and then check raised the flop and then gave us all his chips. I mean, it's pretty unlucky for him. He ran into such a big hand, but it's a bit messy for him. The ace king jamming UTG is kind of close, but I just think that we're just a little bit too short not to. It's not like there's a guy out there. There's a guy out there with just a few big blinds. You know, we can actually probably just fold it because the chips we accumulate, even if we get called and double up. I mean, we're not really going to get called by much worse because our range is already perceived as tight in that spot. And if we do happen to be up against, you know, tens or something like that, as we were in hold, you know, against one of the other players, it does. I mean, it's kind of does give us a few chips to play with, but at the same time, we're still only going to be M6, so it's not like it's dramatically all of a sudden, you know, means we're going to top 2 cash or anything. So the objective is still kind of the same, which is just moving to the money. And so I think actually folding ace king, you know, is definitely reasonable. But having said that, you know, we were only M sort of 3, it's just 3.2, and you know, if we don't take that, and then the short stack happens to finally find a hand, takes it and doubles up, I mean, you know, we're spewing. We're just wishing, damn, we should have taken that ace king before. We would have had more chips. And so I think we just weren't just not quite in a spot where we can just shut down completely. Bottom right is this weird spot where this guy's just check raised. I think I'm just going to let it go, to be honest. It is a rebuy period, so... oh, it's 100 rebuy 6 max, that one, okay. I just realised that. So stick with our plan. I'm just trying to survive here. Top middle. And somehow hope that the simplistic action. Havana here wakes up with a big hand. Seeing stranger things, you know. And there's a lot of guys, well, not a lot, but I mean, well, actually 12 Pro's only got 5k. I didn't even realize that. I actually didn't even notice that 12 Pro had only 5k. Is that right? Yeah, he's only got... Did that just happen? I'm just trying to look that up. Oh, he did. Oh, he just lost a big pot to Lewis. Okay. And now he's all in, so that is good for us. He has to get called. He's too short not to. There's one call. Maybe we can get a couple of calls here. I'm just going to check raise here, I think. Start building. Hopefully he thinks we're just full of it. He just check raised us. Maybe he thinks we're looking for some revenge here. Just going to time a little bit. I don't want to make it look too much of an instantaneous play. Oh, this is looking... Oh my god, this is looking excellent. And I can't see any way that... somebody has to bust here, surely. What are we going for there? Oh my god, this is going to be the worst. Oh my god. This is going to be worst case scenario. Both short stacks are going to die. Oh my lord. Both short stacks doubled. 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7. I think I'm just going to fold that one. Yeah, that was obviously pretty disgusting. Worst result possible. How do we not move into the money there? Aces, queens. Queens get there. The other guy was a fair way behind, though, I must admit, with his ace-8. I think he can actually just... I think the ace-8's pretty fishy call. I mean, really... I mean, 12's short, but we're shorter, so it's not like he's just moving in with an airball. He's still going to have something pretty good. It's pretty sick the way this has worked out for us to be the bubble boy. That was a tough spot top, right? Not so much tough from the fact that we always have the best hand, but yeah, I mean, our 3-bet just looks so strong. It's hard to, yeah, I mean, just hard to get value in that spot. I mean, Athanasius is I think it's 2-time bracelet winner. He's pretty aggressive, pretty creative. He's going to be isolating the limp there with everything, and at the same time, he's not so deep that once we 3-bet, I mean, we just look so committed to him. Well, we were, so it's just never not a hand. We just have to hope he thinks for some reason we're on the light side and gets in. Ace 10 suited or something. Which isn't impossible because, I mean, he is pretty loose. It's a double belly here, so bottom middle, is it? That was nice though. That was nice though. How did that just fold around? Dude. We just got to fold in the top somehow. I think we can just 3-bet him small here, and he's very likely to think to just get it in. And now we're going to fold again. And just let this linger on, and I think we're going to go for value here now. Somehow we got there. Wow, this is a pretty sick spot here. Ace jack, and then it goes jam, rejam. I guess we have to fold now. This is pretty sick. Wow, we were in Bayard shape, and we lose Athanasios. I have a lot of history with that guy. So the ante is now 300, so we can survive around until the big blind again. And I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and try and do. 6. How many get paid here? 4 of 11, 3 entries. 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we have to call. Wow, it's nasty. It's another one of those satellites down there, obviously. Running good in a $5.50. Super. I wonder if we can have a 3. Yeah, you know what? I might even just limp here. It's pretty gross. Oh, he does fall for it, thank God. I mean, it's just so hard to get. I mean, if we jam, he's calling anyway, and getting there. And then we're getting there. And then we're re-getting there. But, yeah, I mean, I just really wanted chips somehow. I should have raised there, by the way. Raise there, commit to Gene. We've got a few chips in that one. We 1 of 19. Yeah, 53k. It's decent. It's decent. I still can't believe that guy folded before. I think he's actually he's obviously done it intentionally. He obviously wants to try to exploit the bubble, and so he's leaving us in, which is, you know, not that bad of a strategy for a big stack. I think it's actually quite a good strategy, because it doesn't really matter too much to him because he's not going to be the next to bust. I mean, it could be, but it's pretty unlikely. He's got chip. Him and Tollgate have massive chip leads. It's pretty big anyway, so he can actually set up an even bigger lead by stealing a lot of pots, and he can do that by leaving us in. So we're just going to try and survive. And we didn't get to survive that time. He got us. We were the bubble boy. And we did, I think, about as much surviving as one can do with the couple of BB we had. And it was just unfortunate that no one busted. Because it very easily could have been some sort of cooler situation. But it wasn't. And that was that. It's disappointing. It's nice to min cash those ones. A $55 there. It's a decent pay, $3.30. You don't need to min cash that. I mean, they just add up, you know. They just really do add up. So what are we going to put here? Let's just get this front and center for a minute, so we can make sure we don't make any mistakes. Because it's very easy to make mistakes in these satties. I wonder if he's going to let us get away with a limp here. I think I'm going to fold that now. Just bet here. This would be too weird here if this Istrategia guy jammed. It would look like he's got clubs. It's kind of a weirdly played hand by us. And I was really just hoping it went down the way it did. It's 3 entries and we're 5 of 7, so a bit of pressure on. And let's bring in this one here. We're doing okay in this 109 here. We're coming 7 of 44. 8 of 44 now. Yeah, doing okay there. Let's see about this. I think I'm just going to call. Just going to release that. So what have we got in 4 here? I think I just was close, I think. I think it's pretty close. I think I'm just going to let it go. We're 6 of 7, so we are quite short. But there is 3 seats and 4th is 220. So that's not too bad. So there's a bit of a bubble factor in play here. I think I will just check this one back, try and hit a 3. It's close. Yeah, I mean, 3-way, early position, player had opened. He's a little bit on the loose side. He hasn't been c-betting a whole lot, so there's definitely a reasonable, there's a little bit of incentive to go ahead and c-bet. I think we can pick up the pot some of the time, fold out hands like 8s and 9s and stuff, 10s. But either or, I think it's fine the way we're playing it as well. Definitely would have folded out 4s. I think, you know, an $11 rebuy, you get, I mean, normally get pretty clear spots, and we're in a pretty good position here. 12.49, decent stack, so. I think a lot of the time when you're going to fire that, you know, you got to be willing to back it up with barrels. And I wasn't really feeling, you know, I wasn't really prepared to do that in that spot. We had a hand that had very few outs. The opponents had showed weakness, but I didn't want to barrel off a whole bunch of chips in a sort of a risky spot where some guy could just be a donk that just doesn't fold. Or could be doing something weird, as sometimes happens in these lower buy-ins. And so, yeah, I mean, that was that. This is one of those spots where it's just hard, these spots. I gotta fold. I mean, this guy should have a monster, but he's probably gonna roll King 9, but you just never know. You just never know with these guys. Good spot for 10s. We've got a couple, well, 3 stacks behind that could jam on us. And what's this guy's story? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just trying to think what we would have done if this guy had a 3-bet us. Probably would have just called. I don't think this guy's going to be calling hoping to get a squeeze behind. I hope. I mean, it's not impossible that he's doing that, but... So, I mean, you can have, I guess, a jack. He can have... You can have clubs, I guess. A lot of the time he's going to have 7s, 9s, 5s, smaller pairs, I think. We do have a club as a bit of backup, so it's probably going to be a little bit hard to fold. Well, he has just bombed it, though. I think I'm going to call one and then assess on the turn here. On the river, I should say. Yeah, so he was... I mean, he can be... sometimes bluffing, but he can also be perhaps just trying to protect a hand that he thinks is good. It looks like he may actually even have just floated flop and... Yeah, so you just had king, queen, float flop. Check 5 here. Check 5. I think we can take this. We do get that one through. The thing about satellites is you actually get a decent little bit of fold equity, even with... I think we can take this one as well. We're not... Our top 4 actually gets seats. Top 4 gets... 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can actually fold that. I think we can actually fold that. Just because... only the nuts should be the next to bust. So our objective at the moment is to out-survive that player.